to rely on, someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby I could be someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby I'm glad you're someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw.
But pushing on the corner, Glow finds one, instantly spots another. Gonna be the paranoia. Lunged forward, Zest in the meantime.
Blow getting another one onto
And that was the best option, right? Onto the Jet, taking him down to 20 HP. Jess gets his way into the back sight with the rocket, taking down King. Zest playing the corner, manages to find
this retake with a 4v3 and around the paranoia, steps over to the side.
Oh, man, RP finds one, thought he was gonna have to collapse. He is completely surrounded, there's nothing left to do, just give it to him. They in the half, Stacks dropped, finds a second one. Flash out around the corner, redraws his weapon, will manage to find Lucky on Stacks is absolutely huge. Gets 4 in the round to tie us up.
Starcraft is popular here. Oh no, Allows gonna get one, has tailwind back. He's gonna get 2, and Lucky gets a 3rd.
Recon bolt up over the top, and they will just continue to spray them down one after the other. There is the operator's in his hands. Can he get the kill? He can. So he cannot line up the shot onto Allow, but King still lurks from behind. But they could potentially just shut this completely down. Stacks manages to find one. Lakia lurking in the window, finds another. The spike plate is going through, but I don't believe he's got enough time. He does not. And there you have it. 13 rounds on the board for NUTURN. They delay it. And welcome back, guys. Man, an action-packed map number 1 there as NUTURN take Haven, their map selection. But now we get ready to jump onto relatively uncharted territory for here in Korea. It's going to be Icebox yet again, something that we very rarely get to see. Picked by Vision Strikers, they know that they are one of the few teams that knows how to really execute on this map.
Yeah, they've really kind of put a lot of their opponents in weird positions to deal with it. But let's look at some of this stuff from the last round. The MVP is going to be Allow on that Jet, a 1.8 KDA. 291 combat score is nuts. 22 kills. Fantastic round for him. And RB having a solid performance on the Rays. Almost outdoing him a little bit with that 1.9, but overall, it was going to be the NUTURN team that takes it. And coming into this, yeah, I mean, this is tough because nobody's beaten Vision Strikers on Icebox yet.
No, they have not. And it would be the first time beating them on Icebox. It would be the first time that they have lost a best of series, that we do not count the best of 2 draws as a pure loss. Obviously, draw is right there in the name for you, so it shouldn't be. The streak has ended as far as, their utter dominance, but they still have not dropped a set. Could this be the time? We were talking about it before the break. It would be so damn impressive from NUTURN to take them out in the first round on the first day on Haven and Icebox of all maps. If the bind was in the mix, then maybe it'd be a little bit more understandable given Vision Striker's relative weakness and, aversion to playing that map. But to do it on 2 of their strongest would be so very impressive.
No, it'd be crazy if they're able to come through here. But I think for NUTURN, the fact that they didn't ban Icebox leads me to believe that they've at least prepared for it. That they kind of had the pretty good idea that that they knew Vision Strikers was going to not ban it, so they can kind of counterplay this. They know it's going to be potentially open. There's no way Vision Strikers is banning Icebox. It's just 0% chance that's happening. So you could prepare for it because it's pretty darn likely to come through. It has to come through if you don't ban it. So for them, they're going to be ready for this. This is going to be a really interesting series coming up here. Like, what is going to be the changes? What is Vision Strikers going to bring? Again, even on, like I mentioned, them bringing in Sky, they've never done it before. That was the first time they've ever done it. Not having a Jet, first time that's ever happened for that, is like, probably, I think. But I don't think they have ever not played Jet. But I could be wrong on that, but
I'm pretty sure that it's basically the case. At
basically,
this point,
they don't.
Even if RB hasn't played the Jet before, in the past, and it was so very long ago that it just doesn't even matter given the amount of changes and, different iterations of the game and whatnot.
I think
with all
Challengers Korea, it's basically he's played Jet like the whole time. So but anyway, regardless.
I feel like, most teams just generally, I think this is maybe one of the first non-Jet compositions that we've seen since the first open qualifier. I believe you and I had a Jetless composition then, but that was from one of the lesser teams that didn't really make it into the main event. So obviously Jet has been so very dominant over here. Everyone says Korean Jet's built differently.
It's on screen,
so having the team just opt into not doing that is certainly just a big transition for Vision Strikers individually, as well as just the overall meta here in Korea.
Yeah, and here's the other thing you got to keep in mind is I should kind of clarify what I'm saying. They haven't not played Jet when it's kind of been against like solid competition.
Yes,
they have
sure.
not played Jet in like open qualifiers when it kind of is against lesser teams, and that's different.
When the stakes are high.
Yeah, that's quite different. So I should clarify. Yes, he has played Raze before, but he hasn't not played Jet in quite a while. And not since they've had to, they had to go through an open qualifier and Challengers 1. He did play some Raze there. Since then, it's been all Jet.
Yeah. Well, we will get ready to move forward now into map number 2 of Icebox. Attack first for NUTURN. We'll see how they fare here on Vision Striker's playground. Pressure certainly going to be on. We've already seen, in the past, I think the last time the Vision Strikers actually got to play this was versus ZF Gaming. And we saw some pretty crazy set plays coming out in that set. The ice wall inside of Tube clipped out so that they could get RB up on top.
Oh, that was so smart.
So there's been some pretty crazy stuff, but maybe we don't see that. Maybe it continues the trend of him playing the Raze, because right now he's going to be hovering it.
Wow. Okay, well, Stax is, he's going for Sky again. So we are not getting that breach play, which is quite interesting to see. King is going to go for Killjoy. Is it going to be a pretty similar lineup here? It's looking like the Vision Strikers are going to roll with the Jetless composition. Potentially, once again. We'll see, though. It hasn't been locked in.
But this is even an even bigger change, because when they would take us here to Icebox, we don't necessarily see the breach all the time. This would be Stax going for the Sage. So they're moving away from that. They want to keep flashes on the board for themselves, and it's going to be Sky to try to weave those hawk shots, into the sight from these off angles to try to catch people off guard. RB, the final piece of the puzzle, do we just get to see him on Raze yet again? Was fairly impressive, obviously picking up an ace with some wonderful blast pack and paint shells plays. But otherwise wasn't that prevalent, it felt like. Was picking up some individuals, sometimes, 2 kills, but we weren't seeing too many streaky plays coming in from RB. But yeah, we'll be the Raze.
And if you want to talk about this composition a little bit, what it does well, what it doesn't do well. What it does well is gets you information, which is what Vision Strikers loves to have. With that Sky, you get additional information on top of the Sova, and that is going to be what they lock in. Basically the same thing for Vision Strikers. It's going to be a bit different for NUTURN. Let's talk about that a little bit. This time, Killjoy is going to be taken by Solo. So he's not playing Breach. Nobody's playing Breach. Yep. Lakia still on Sova. Allow Jet, parry Omen. And I didn't catch that last one there for Suggest, but we switched over before I could see what he has decided to pick.
Well, that's quite all right, because we're going to be jumping into the action right now. We can go ahead and finalize what those comps are. So let's go ahead, guys, jump on to map number 2. See if NUTURN can be the first ones to take down Vision Strikers, or if we're going to be headed to a map number 3.
All right, let's go. Vision Strikers, can you hold this one off, or is this going to be it? Is this going to be where we finally see you drop a best of 3? Can it happen? And it is going to be Suggest on Raze again. Okay. So, out to an early defense. Again, NUTURN's going to be on attack first half of every map, by the way.
Yep.
And pistol rounds.
NUTURN have not played on Icebox yet.
No, they have not.
In this event, so see how much practice they've been able to do in their scrims. Glow is going to be pulling back away from Green, the drone. Trying to spot him out as best as possible. Allow going to get spotted here up on top. So we'll go ahead, get that UI nicely loaded up.
Yeah, I was really wanting to know who had picked up Ghosts for Vision Strikers, because that's pretty important on the B site with those long-range shots that are available.
Great little run through here. Drop down comes in and Suggest hounds down Zest, just hunting him. Allow. Headshot now in onto King. Can he follow up? The answer is no. Goes there from Stax, does manage to find one, but RB gets taken down by Solo, who's lurking over in mid. Now just 2 members remaining versus 4. Lakia on low HP, but can they get it done? Stax can't line up the shot. It all comes down to Glow, 37 HP remaining. Spots one in the window, gets the dink, gets the follow-up headshot. Does get forced out of position, will get finished off. Another pistol round loss here for Vision Strikers. NUTURN start up 1-0.
Well, maybe now, as much as we joke about it, as much as it hasn't been a problem for Vision Strikers, today might be that time where these pistol rounds come back to bite them in the butt. They can't keep having these these bad ones. If they're gonna go, if teams are gonna start to pick it up against them, they got to find ways to get it done. And there, just a great move by Solo to stay in the mid. Really get a good flank in there, even though Glow does end up taking control of it. By that point, it doesn't matter because everybody else on Vision Strikers is dead. So it's going to be a tough one. And now, eco round for the Vision Strikers. Anti-eco for NUTURN. Well, not completely. They're just going to keep 2 ghosts. And Lakia's just on the classic with full armor. Or does he have a ghost? Okay, he's got a ghost. Or are they just switching guns?
Yeah, they're swapping around.
Okay.
It is alive, depending on what is in their hands. There's Allow. Just pinging down, saying I've located the enemy. Spike is still going to be just dropped down outside of A main. So this is very non-committal push forward over towards B. Just gathering information, looking for a pick. They know that they're going to be outgunning Vision Strikers, so they're not afraid of pressing forward like this. Glow, however, does manage to find one. Great little trade out. If he could net the gun, that would be absolutely huge for him, but it's just a bit too dangerous to try to do so. And Allow will find that kill, pushes the corner, spots another one, sees one way in the back. Hasn't taken any damage yet. Cloudburst down to fake a potential retreat back over to green as he cheats around the other side of yellow. Won't be able to see too much, though. As Solo finds stacks up on the rafters in the back of the site. HL's flying forward, RB cut down, not really ready for the double peek to come through from Suggest as he pressed forward. Suggest will find another. And it all comes down to King, who will get one. So, taking 2 guns out of their hands, but that's 2 rounds on the board now for NUTURN, much like we saw on Haven.
Yeah, it's pretty typical. What you'll see a lot with the Vision Strikers is that they will fall in those first 2 rounds, but after that, it is a different story typically, as they're going to be able to get their buys in. And it's pretty interesting to see how teams are kind of adjusting to this new meta with the guns and the monies and these kind of things. And so because you aren't buying the half armor and the frenzies, you're more likely to buy the ghost. And you can just save that ghost in that second round. Extremely effective gun at long range. You save even more money that way. Ooh, Glow though. It's that opening kill.
Yeah, gets himself set up here on top of green, finds Allow. Says, you know what, he's been doing this for the last 2 rounds. I bet he's going to do it again. Gets the read correct. Finds an opening frag. Paranoia out, Glow going to be dropping down. Looking to maybe respond with a Paranoia of his own. Seems like that is the case. And can just stay situated back here behind yellow. Run the scout forward. Everybody else starting to make their way up over towards the B site.
Stax is throwing a lot of his utility into mid, seeing what's going on in there. He hasn't really caught any information yet, so the information he knows is that it's at least open at that time, and that's going to allow him to start pushing forward. Him and King are going to work together. They're going to spot a couple over towards the spawn side of the attackers. And they're going to know that they're probably going towards A. The movement is on. The rotations are there.
B not quite placing himself on the rafters, so he's going to be playing at the back of sight. See, NUTURN still very much trying to make their mind up as far as where they want to bring this spike. Now going to be inched up over towards green yet again. Lockdown is there to try to get the fake here onto the A site. Everybody pulls back. Let's see how many take the bait, though, because right now it is still going to be Glow just by himself, holding it down over at B. He's going to hear that spike plant coming through, and oh man, Suggest really underestimating the Nano Swarm. Will get dropped. Spray through, trying to interrupt, but there's the corner push from King. And it all comes down to Solo, who's swinging back around towards the defender's spawn. Will get a nice headshot onto Zest. Needs to do that 3 more times if they, yeah, that's the clock run down.
That was so smart here by Vision Strikers, leaving that Nano Swarm there, and then, once they come in, once they start that plant, Glow's waiting. The rest of the team is making sure that A, with that lockdown, isn't going to be the case. So that's a huge win for the Vision Strikers. They get the ult out of the hands of Solo.
Yep.
And that really, and they get a win on top of it. I mean, that is a big-time momentum swing here for the Vision Strikers going into round number 4.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them have to win with a thrifty in this situation on Haven. Now do have some more guns in their hands here. So going to be feeling a bit better about their odds. Glow sitting on top of green again. See how prepared they are for it as another dark cover will just get dropped down. Just maintaining control of this corner.
He's in a good spot to pick up a couple if they don't know he's up there. They're not reacting
Spots
to it.
one.
Mm.
Shots flying, neither getting tagged up. As the Killjoys just look to tussle back and forth a bit.
Yeah,
Recon dart does go out, does spot him. Glow now has to drop down, completely displaced.
It's a great recon dart. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, wasn't quite ready for that positioning, so catches him off guard, make sure that he cannot destroy it in time. Alt orb secured, suggests Showstopper online. This, yeah, Glow lurks back in below two, catches Solo. A good little pickoff. Man, disadvantage now. Glow trying to run away from the rocket launcher, cannot do so. Zest, play the back angle. Oh no, he turns to the side and plays it. Turns back around, finds Allow as the call comes through. A very near miss from him. That could have been very costly, but it seems like it's going to be fine. Stacks will get two on the back end. 2-2 now, tie it up. Vision Strikers rebounding here after that pistol round loss.
You can see Glow's even chuckling a little bit. They know. That was a little odd. It's really good set pick plays that you're going to see from the Vision Strikers, and the one I want to point out here is the one in mid. They've got a couple hanging around in there. They know somebody's at the bottom of tubes. So a flash is sent, a guiding light by Stacks, sent way back from the back at the mid. So cute. And then Glow is right there, underneath the tubes to get the easy kill off that flash.
If you needed any indication that he's not wall hacking, there it is. Just doesn't spot him. Great timing there. 2-2 tied up. There's a little bit of utility to scout over here towards the B side. King already finding Solo, getting the better of him as he tried to lurk his way in underneath the tube. It looks like Glow is going to be lobbing through that paranoia. The drone will come around the side, spots one up top, doesn't get vision of the rest of the team.
Allows on the Blade Storm. There is the Rays hanging out over there. RB pushing a little bit forward. Glow gonna go to teleport behind Yellow. Perry's kind of aware of it. Perry heard it, and I think he knows pretty darn well the Glow's back there.
Yeah, it seems like he got the read that this is going to be the positioning. As a fellow Omen connoisseur says, I know what's going on here. Allow creeping forward, making his way through mid. Hawk goes out to try to get the blind on him. Will do so, and that should give some information to Stacks. Says, yeah, somebody is going to be in mid at the moment. Like they're going to be hitting through or under two. It's going to be the former. Glow taken out. Zest falls. King manages to find one off screen. Zalao pushes up, manages to find Stacks. Suddenly, it's a 2v3. Knives go flying, but King manages to find the kill as he eats that shock dart. Falls the hands of Perry as RB makes his way around from behind. Paint Shells goes out to clear the angle, pushes the corner, and he gets the flick over to the side. Great little transfer onto Lakia. That is going to be everybody cleaned up, and now the spike will be defused. Vision Strikers taking the lead.
Yeah, I mean, RB's so smart. He knows with that Paint Shells that he's able to come around the corner. The Omen Perry has to go over to the side, and he's right there. And then, like you mentioned, that flick is incredibly good. NUTURN's actually in a pretty good position to punish RB. You know, as he comes around the corner, they're just not able to get the shots off in time, and RB just too fast, too good.
Beautifully done. Now Vision Strikers, pretty much for the first time now with a lead so far here between these first two maps. It was a solid start for NUTURN, getting a lot of kills on the board, but King picks up 3, and this is just, oh man.
That's nasty.
Nasty.
Oh.
Taking a look, RB getting a little saucy, gets the blast packs forward.
A lot of ults online for Vision Strikers, but the Hunter's Fury available for Lakia. Some long-range shots with the Sheriff being attempted, but the Vandal gonna win that duel, as it often does.
Yeah, and I mean, normally this is one of those situations where you're so used to playing without a Sage that you call out like, oh, he's one shot, but there's this guy. So RB is just gonna be back to full HP now, just armorless. King finds another one, taking down his counterpart, Killjoy, as RB creeps around the side. Hawk up over the top. Is he ready for the peek? RB trying to line it up, gets the headshot here on the Lakia, but now the double peek there does come through. They manage to take him out, but not without suffering some damage. Allow falling down to half, as Perry will get this spike planted.
I don't think they have any clue Stacks is in this back corner.
Oh, no, I do not think so either. He saw the paranoia fly, knows that he's just going to be chilling out inside of the dark cover for the most part.
It might not matter.
Sentry goes up. Yep, okay. Stacks drops down, gets him just through the corner. There is the defuse, and there's 4-2. Vision Strikers looking relentless here. After those first 2 rounds dropped, now win 4 straight.
It's an eco round. It's a tough one for NUTURN, no doubt about it. I mean, you're trying to ego peek a Vandal with a Sheriff. You can win that. I mean, you know, these players talk about this where a lot of them practice with just the Sheriff, you know, in the practice range and just, you know, get good with it. And because, you know, if you get good enough with it, yeah, it's just as good as, you know, a Phantom, you know, the headshot or whatever, or even better actually. But you know, it's just as good as a lot of guns with those headshots. So if you get them going, if you can get it locked in and win some of those long-range duels like that, that is huge. I mean, that will open up a ton of space, get you a ton of money, you know, because you could take the guns out of the hands of your opponents, things like that. A lot of ults available for Vision Strikers still. They didn't have to use a single one.
Oh, RB again, jumping forward, spots one. Takes a little bit of damage. Picks back a few. Hunter's Fury out, RB very low, pulls back. There's the healing. This is what allows him, you know, this really enables RB to play aggressively over on the A site. As long as he doesn't die, he's going to constantly be able to get topped up by Stacks.
Yeah, that's really scary. Keeping RB alive, it's a big part of what makes Vision Strikers successful, and if he's going, anything is possible. I mean, we've seen it before. Him and Stacks in particular can just take over a round by themselves. So you got to keep those superstars alive, and with Stacks having the healing there, that means they're going to be working together, just like they would if it's Breach and Jet.
Yeah.
These two are an extremely talented duo.
Creeping forward, Spike still dropped out of a main. Looks like it's just going to be Solo, living up to his name, playing alone over on this side of the map while the Spike gets slowly crept over through mid. And that will be the trackers coming through up over the top, looking for the Killjoy. He will destroy it. Now they know that there's going to be one over here at A main, but the other trackers start making their way to B, and that should be enough to tell them that this is going to be the intended Spike plant spot. Teleport comes in, Glow just pushes up straight through into the smoke, takes down Perry. Now Zest finds 2, Allow and Lakia both getting dropped. Solo gonna have to try to make his way over here towards the site as the lockdown is thrown in, and there's nothing that he can do. It guarantees the defuse, and Vision Strikers now move up +3 on the round score.
Yeah, and bonk, NUTURN goes to lockdown jail, and you know, it's just it's a tough one for them to recover there. It's just they're so smart, and then you go into that smoke, and it doesn't fool Glow at all. It just does not. Perry tries to do something a little cheeky there, just is not fooling anybody. And they're so good on these retakes. And I like what NUTURN does here. They know that Solo got spotted by the Seeker, so they think that's a good opportunity to push. They get in there, they go hard, but they just fall apart pretty quick. Vision Strikers is just very, very disciplined over on that side. A couple ults going to be used there by Vision Strikers, but still a lot in the bag.
Yeah, just a little smattering of spray through that cloud burst. Won't be able to get a hit, but oh man, Lakia is so very low. 3 HP for him. Kind of surprised it's just open things with the Hunter's Fury, but it does pay off quite well. Doesn't lead to the kill, but helps soften him up. But given that Solo is just 1 away from having the lockdown available, I thought maybe Zest was going to be holding on to that ult for a little bit longer. Solo creeping up into tube. Zest now pushing forward. Knows that there's going to be one there, and he is ready for it. Go ahead and take off the enemy Killjoy's head. Lau playing the corner, spots one, but RB spots him just a little bit sooner with that gun barrel sticking out around the corner. Lines up the headshot, another kill for him with the Vandal. 4v3 as Vision Strikers look to continue their dominance here on Icebox.
Yeah, Perry's gotten into a nice little spot behind that box, seeing if he can catch Glow lurking, as we know Glow likes to do. But Glow hasn't done a lot of that yet. They might be sensing that, you know, Glow might be getting a little impatient. There were some pings coming towards A for NUTURN. They were really thinking about trying to push through there, but never really able to get it done. Yeah, Perry's going to get up on top of there.
Okay, King sat up here in mid. Should have heard that short little burst of running that Lakia did. And can he get the cut off? Nope, doesn't respond in time. So Jess will manage to catch him off guard. So now, that'll be the open up here. Got the call on the exit from A main. They know that this is going to be a push over towards B. Popped up over the top. What? What? Okay. Locky is dead. That's a great dart. I would like a replay again, please. As the spike will get planted. It's going to be RB in a 1v2. And he's going to be pulling way... So, yeah, just wants to make sure that nothing happens.
That
I don't know.
What in the world? We saw the first one hit the top of the box.
I'm reeling from that I just kind of missed everything else that happened at the end of the round, including that Vision Strikers took it. Like the spike was getting planted for NUTURN just to try to get that extra little bit of cash, but the dart was just...
What's that?
I don't, you know?
Well, all right. It's 6 in a row for the Vision Strikers.
It had to have been one layered in, and then the other one was bouncing.
It had to be the second one, yeah.
So
yeah.
He bouncing off the top, so...
That could be.
I would still love to see the replay, but I was still so caught off guard that I just completely, my mind blanked for the rest of that. But here we go, 6-2.
I don't think anyone was ready for that. That was absolutely wild. Trailblazer down the middle, doesn't see anything. Getting up into the nest is Suggest. Everybody else just waiting. You do have a lockdown now.
Oh, Glow. Sees him right as that dark cover expires. He's a couple shots through. Drops down. Paranoia rolls up the top. Does not hit Glow. He'll drop back here into the dark cover. RB dead over at a main. Now that just leaves Stax all on his lonesome to try to hold down the site, and the spike is starting to get moved forward to the other two members here from the side of NUTURN. He makes his way down into the back. Hawk shot out through mid.
You can see getting RB down opens up a lot of space, gives NUTURN a bit more confidence to push through. Glow and parry.
Oh, he doesn't have his gun drawn out. He's looking the wrong way. Poor timing there for parry, but the spike's still going to be planted all the same. Nano Swarm lob down here onto the corner. 4v4 for the attempted retake. Lockdown available, drawn out. Solo just waiting to slap it on the ground. Will do so.
Yeah, that just buys a lot more time. There's not much that Vision Strikers can really do about it. No Hunter's Fury available.
This kind of funnels them all into one location as well. You can see they're coming in through the back, up onto the rafters.
Yeah.
Lakia scouting out of main. Does not see Glow, who's hugging around the side, but... Oh, great peak timing. Solo will fall. Now they make their way in. Bomb getting tapped. They have to be worried about this crossfire. Glow will find a third. Zest does get eliminated, but there's a cleanup as Glow will get a fourth kill. The defuse will come in, and Vision Strikers continue the win streak, 7-2.
Well, that lockdown just a bit too early. I think there maybe, I don't want to say a panic, but NUTURN figured they can hold on that extra second and a half that they needed to get the spike after the lockdown finished, and they weren't able to. It's just, I mean, Vision Strikers is just so good on this map. They just know all their angles so well. You know, Glow is in the back, just wreaking havoc. Solo had no idea he was there.
Yeah, I honestly, I fully put that up to Glow and his positioning there.
Yeah.
Opted to go for the far door on the right side from the attacker's perspective and just hide right in that door frame so they couldn't see his gun sticking out. They can't see him from the back, so when they push out and they look out of a main with the drone, they're not going to see anything. It was such an unexpected angle, so really great stuff from Glow. Seals the deal on it for them. Allow taking a little bit of damage with his forward positioning there from RB. Great. Hawk comes through, blinds them so he can exit safely. Throws down the boom bot as well.
RB's been sitting on a showstopper for quite some time. Allow with his Blade Storm. Suggest trying to inch up here, get towards the middle area. Get towards the top of this, and we'll see. Solo hanging out in mid. He's going to have to shoot this Trailblazer.
Yep. They don't go for the instant peek on him. He's still wary about somebody being located here. Sees that the alarm bot will get cleared from mid, so King can still push his angle, but now Allow manages to find one. RB does fall. They get Solo in the end. Taking him out of the mid, the spike starts getting planted over on the A site. Man advantage here for NUTURN. Can they stop the bleeding? Stacks the rafters here, back site. Looking for a target. Paranoia not going to connect, but Suggest is there to counter push. Does manage to finish him off. Now 2v4, Glow out of it. All comes down to King, who will get knifed. 3 rounds now here for NUTURN with 2 more to go in the half. Let's see how many more they can put on the board, because 5-7, not going to be too terrible for them.
Well, the bleeding finally stops for NUTURN after 7 in a row for Vision Strikers. Just crazy good defense from these guys, as you would expect. And it's a really good follow-up by Suggest off of some good plays by Parry. You can see good job by Allow using that Blade Storm, not whiffing on right clicks. this time
Ooh.
around. We've seen a bit too much of that, I feel like. And let's see, are they going to try this mid push? There's nobody watching mid right now for Vision Strikers.
They're not, but you do have Glow with an Odin over at green.
날린다. 실명
The Hawk
성공.
shot just come through. That forces the tailwind away for Allow. So now is going to be down that utility.
Yeah, RB as the operator as well.
Being spotted over towards B, so Glow has pulled back over towards Orange. So we still have 4 members from NUTURN continuing to press forward here. Op shot not going to connect. RB relocating, gets himself on top of the rafters for the re-peek. But isn't going to be able to see anything yet. The Trailblazer doesn't get a spot, as far as I could tell.
So far, NUTURN's done a nice job of obscuring where they are, but that's a pretty good guiding light that's going to reveal their location.
Recon dart out. Another gliding light comes through, blinds him with the Paranoia hit, so it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Suggest, however, finds RB, the operator, out of their hands. He follows up for a second kill, getting stacks. Now it's 2v4 yet again. The advantage there for NUTURN on this defense. King coming in from the back site. Just looking, but nobody from NUTURN really moving a muscle. Everybody just playing back, holding hard angles, and this is not exactly the situation that you want to have the Odin in.
What do you mean? All situations are good situations
It's
for the
just gonna
Odin.
be, yeah, operator recovery. King Glow starting to creep back. Okay, maybe he's going to prove me wrong, but there you go. The push out comes through. King, can he get the operator locked in? Does manage to find one. Double peek comes in, however, Solo will manage to take him out, making it fairly costly.
전반전 최종 라운드.
Nobody
we
wants the operator, I guess.
Yeah, not for the attacking side. It would seem just want to keep that out of the hands of Vision Strikers. But 4-7, like I said, 5-7. Not a bad scoreline for NUTURN to get ready to go into the next half. So we'll see if they can close this one out or if Vision Strikers will be able to stop their momentum.
Yeah, the only weird thing going on here is Zest doesn't have enough money for a Vandal or a Phantom, so it's going to be the Bulldog for him. There still is the Odin for Glow, though. I guess that nothing changing over there.
Holding on to it. Picks it up yet again.
It's a good gun.
He didn't get to utilize it over at B like he kind of, was intending to.
It's very popular here in Korea.
Well, allows us, screw it. I can just buy my own operator, I guess. So we'll be using it here. But last round doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's last round. I guess it doesn't. You don't need
Spend
to pick
all
it
your
up.
cash.
Yeah. I guess that's why you don't pick it up. You can just buy it anyway. It doesn't matter.
This is such a disengaged start here for NUTURN. 2 hovering outside the lobby, but Allow, oh man, scopes in, finds RB. And that completely blows open the A site. Stack's currently the only one sitting there. Mid's still going to be held down for the moment by Zest. As Glow tries to get this crossfire, but the A site, this could be a plant for free. They will get the knowledge that there's one at least moving forward towards A. Drone to clear, Trailblazer will spot one. Suggest jumps himself into the back. Gets set up on top of the box as Glow with that Odin will take out Solo. And in all likelihood, yeah, does switch over to the Vandal. Stack's pushing forward, out-trade Suggest. A rare whiff from him. Can't heal himself, will just go ahead, throw down the Seekers. Up top, Glow with the teleport, manages to find one, will get traded back by Lakia. As King pushes the corner, getting rid of Allow. Push in, yeah, Lakia does manage to find one, but that's a cleanup onto NUTURN. That is Vision Strikers. Gonna be able to shut this down 8-4 in the half. They still maintain the lead. 5 more rounds to go for Vision Strikers to push us to Ascent.
I really liked Suggest's position there to set up to get ready for that retake. He gets on top of that box. He throws the boom bot out to cover the left-hand side door. The top door, he knows that somebody's gonna be up there and he's ready for it. Just Stacks just outshoots him there. Just gets a really nice peek around the corner, gets the trade. But it's a nice positioning that he sets up for, but again, Vision Strikers, they're so well-timed, they're so well-practiced, they can just beat you even when you get a chance to have a good setup. But on the defender side of Icebox, 8-4 for them. Man, just really solid stuff. 7 rounds in a row, and you can see why they definitely wanted to pick Sky here on this map, because Stacks is a real nuisance on A. Anytime that NUTURN tries to get a push going, Stacks is always very aware of it, whether it be through those Trailblazers or those guiding lights. He knows what's going on, and he can relay that information to his team, and they can make good decisions on when and how to make their retakes off of that.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, every time we get his POV and he's throwing those hawks out, you can see just, you know, he's got it memorized exactly what motions to do to curve those hawks out around the corner so he can stay safe at the back of the A site, but still gets the hits, the blinds out onto the A lobby. So extremely well practiced here is Stax. And it's been a good look overall for him on the Sky, especially here on the second map of Icebox. You know, and the question becomes, you know, do we continue to see this if we do move forward onto Ascent, which is looking increasingly likely?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like this is just the agent lineup that Vision Strikers is going to run with today. I mean, they've done it on 2 maps, 2 very different maps. I wouldn't be too surprised if that's just how they go with it. I mean, they don't feel like they need... So why they don't need a jet? Yeah, you are losing out on some of those smokes and, of course, the tailwind and the updraft and those kind of things. But what you're gaining instead is a lot of information so you don't have to risk a life to make a move. You're trying to get all the information to get that entry clean instead of having to throw some smokes and, you know, yeet a jet into a site and hope for the best.
Drone forward, not going to spot anything. Glow off screen, taking quite a bit of damage here, down to 53. Can obviously get healed by Stax if he were to pull back. Stax, in the meantime, is rotating the spike over towards the B site.
They get a pretty nice turret position in mid as well, do Vision Strikers. So they have a really nice angle to see any flankers that are going to come in for NUTURN, and Lakia not going to get anything out of that Owl drone, really.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he was able to even spot the feet there.
There's the alarm bot, though.
Yeah, I mean, look at Lakia. He's pulling all the way back over towards mid right now. Zest lining up with his recon bolt as the dark cover goes out to block off Snowman. Trailblazer moving forward. Obviously can't check the upper part of the site, so they may not know that Solo is situated there for the moment. Should be able to spot him. Yep, see his arm poking through. Spike will get planted here. And what has basically become default. Lakia gets rid of Zest. Sentry goes up. RB just spraying through, making sure that nobody's going to be on that spike yet.
Good smokes here by NUTURN to really cover Yellow off. And some good Nano Swarm as well to counter it. Lakia get a fake.
They get the tap. Oh, man. Blind through the smoke. Finds RB. Knew that he's going to be playing on that corner. Stacks up top. Does manage to line up one. 3v2. Things not looking great for NUTURN. Would be the first pistol round that they're not been able to win. Solo cleans up one. Presses through the smoke. That'll be the finish. As Vision Strikers do take a pistol round. Now moving up 9-4.
Hey! They did it! It's a very good push. Very good timing. Very good patience on everything. And they have a great setup there for the defense. And even though NUTURN does a really good job on their retake, they are also very patient. They have all 5 up. Try to push through. Good smokes to block off Yellow. But again, the Nano Swarm is there from the Killjoy. That's a big deal. Having that Nano Swarm to cover that spike. Really, really nicely done. That did so much damage to Lakia.
Yeah.
I mean, he was at like 4 health after it or something like that. I mean, it just made it so difficult to get any kind of real attempt done on the spike defusal. Let's see. Kind of messing around with A little bit, but Suggest has gotten all the way up over. Oh my goodness.
He's playing it patiently too. He didn't go for the shot. Just making the calls. I found them. Will manage to find RB, but he gets a little bit of revenge from the grave. The martyrdom there as the nade connects. Now everybody going to be rerouting, relocating over towards the beach site, which has been left open. And with that 1-for-1, it's going to be a disadvantage on the retake here for the side of NUTURN. They're just now starting to collapse. Spike still not being planted, however, gives them a bit more time to try and catch up.
This should be a really good retake attempt. A lot of different angles that they can come from.
I mean, everybody from the side of Vision Strikers is just going to be playing back towards yellow and green. Deep lurk behind from Suggest as he tries to inch his way forward. There is that alarm bot to give a bit of a reveal, whether it catches him, which looks like he does manage to destroy it, so now they know that there's going to be at least one coming from behind. Glow holding down that angle as best as he can. Zest out of utility. Lakia now falling. Stacks with his Bulldog, managing to find 2, doing Artosis proud. One last member remaining. It's Perry behind the box. No hope of getting the defuse. Just wants to try to hold out, not die to the members of Vision Strikers, but he will in the end. King will manage to strike him down. Cannot get out to safety, however. So that's quite all right, because they didn't have too much invested.
No, it's totally fine. You'd rather, but if you can't, that's not the end of the world. Again, Vision Striker's so smart, so patient, even though Suggest gets over to Belt, like, super fast. It doesn't really cause too much of a problem for the Vision Strikers. Yeah, they lose one over at A, but they get back over to B side pretty quickly, leave that alarm bot in the back. That's so smart, knowing full well that, you know, maybe Suggest is probably going to come from that direction. So they've got an alarm bot right there to make sure that they have all that information, even though it's a great, again, I liked the setup for NUTURN on the retake attempt, but of course it's going to be difficult when you're on the eco. You got that Bulldog and you got Stacks on the back of Yellow. He's nuts.
Well, being over to the side there, does clear the sentry out of mid. RB lunging forward, gets on top of green, lets the Boombot go out the left side. We'll just go ahead and exit. Seems like the call is going to be made to go over towards A, as the Seekers will be let loose. Solo clearing one up here in Nest. Oh man, they go for the check. Zest jumps up, gets his head taken off. Great little shot there from Solo, but now just playing around on the rope. Stacks will manage to finish him off. Tailwind out from Malau has to get himself into the back of sight. Try and play safely. Hawk goes forward, looking for the blind. King pushes the corner, but there's two there. One above, one below. And that's a very difficult transfer spray if you can even get one of them. Next finding one, Allow spotting RB. Time running lower and lower, but Stacks pushes the corner, manages to find four in the round thus far. There's still one more left to go. Perry making his entry over towards A main. Stacks, do we see an ace? He's got the angle held, has the timing wrong though. Looks away just at the perfect moment for Perry to strike, ending the kill streak, but he hears the rope, does glow. He's made his way in behind. Needs to check back on the other side.
I don't know what you're going to do when Stacks just gets on fire like that, starts just taking people down, especially when he's going up and down that rope and gets a kill from there. He's going to tap his Perry on the defuse. Glow from long range, going to spray some shots in, and Perry's kind of dancing around this, knowing somebody's going to try to push into him. Time's running out. And this is going to be the round for the Vision Strikers. Do they finish it? Yes, RB will get Perry. Down goes NUTURN, and again, it's so hard when Stacks is on fire like that. I mean, even though they do a good job setting up top and bottom, and again, they're even able to withstand that flash, they still get the kill around the corner, but Stacks is just better there. He's just all over the place, nailing his shots. The guy is just crazy good, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. He has so much confidence.
Yeah, just dancing up and down on the rope. Really nicely done. I mean, Perry, not much really to be done in that situation. The Bulldog hold from that angle, he's just not going to be able to get the defuse. It seems like he wanted to just try to bait. Oh, man. Okay.
And also because of the money, that loss is a pretty big deal for
it is.
NUTURN.
You can see the gun's not looking too hot here. Solo getting dropped down quite low. Pullback comes through. Does manage to exit here. As the drone goes forward, gets the tap. On to Glow. Forever revealed.
Poor Seth just stuck. He just couldn't. I mean, he could not pull it out of himself. Fortunately, he had good cover from his teammates and is able to get out of there with his life. Didn't even take any damage.
Yep, is going to be fine. Again, execution here onto the A site, getting ready to come through. That dart not going to get the spot onto Allow, but it doesn't matter. They go ahead and get vision of him, and they rip him to pieces. Just a little bit of HP remaining for him. As RB just takes some pot shots through the smoke. Glow will manage to find Lakia. A second kill on the round here for the Omen player. Up top, RB manages to flip to the side. That's the cleanup. And here we go, just one round away. Vision Strikers absolutely, utterly dominant on Icebox, much like we had anticipated, but maybe even more so. This is getting ready to be 13-4.
This is more brutal than I expected. I mean, with NUTURN letting Icebox go through, I don't mean to be rude, but I thought they were a little more prepared for it than this.
Well, they still do have that potential ace in the hole coming up of Ascent.
Sure, of course.
for them, for NUTURN, maybe this is, let's get Haven, we can win there, and if we do,
let's just get
we
this
probably end up going to Ascent, and then from there we can look to close the series. That honestly could be the game plan for NUTURN. We'll have to wait and see, but for now, Vision Strikers are in firm control, and it would take one hell of a run for NUTURN. 8 rounds in a row just to take us into overtime.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that happening. These guys, Solo, gonna get stunned up for a second there. Glow pokes back around, but gonna head back into tubes. Perry doing some covers out and those kind of things. Solo just watching the tube corner, just seeing if anybody's gonna come down it, see if he can catch. But Glow actually already outside of it. So a little bit late on that one is Solo, not able to take advantage of Glow coming out of there.
This one being played a lot more patiently. Vision Strikers wanting to close out the map right here, right now. They are well aware the number of guns in the hands of NUTURN. Just gets spotted, lets his own boom bot go loose, finishes off RBs. Continue to creep forward, blast pack to get him up on top of green. Checking out around yellow, drops down, and right as just would have been able to see him, King manages to find a kill. RB now pressing forward. Glow on the flank, pushes out a window there at Kitchen, manages to find a kill, displacing and removing Lakia. Now Solo is gone, and this is the beginning of the end for NUTURN on Icebox. They clear the site. Spike has been planted, and it's just 2 members left. Perry pushes the corner, can now out-trade Glow, finishes him off even with that Bulldog, and it's just allow all on his lonesome. Gets spotted as King wraps around from behind. 13-4, absolutely, utterly dominant. They end it with a flawless round, and Vision Strikers will be taking us to a map number 3.
I mean, it's 2 rounds for NUTURN. They win the pistol, they win the anti-eco, and then it's 7 Vision Strikers. Then they get 2 back. And then it's 6 more. It's just brutally dominant by Vision Strikers. And okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. For NUTURN, I feel like no matter what, yeah, Vision Strikers is gonna put you on a map where they're strong, whether it be Split or Icebox. Those are their 2 best maps, and I think I'm pretty comfortable with saying that. But I think I'd rather take them onto Split, where maybe it's a little closer, maybe it's gonna be a little bit more an opportunity. But then again, you know, NUTURN could have been scrimming very well on Icebox. They could have felt very confident coming into this. Just Vision Strikers has really gotten a lockdown in this map, and they continue their undefeated streak. No one's taken them down on it yet.
I mean, yeah, if you're kind of stuck between Icebox or Split for Vision Strikers, it's very much a catch-22 scenario. 100% win rate for Vision Strikers on Split. So.
And they're winning 70% of their rounds on their worst side.
Yeah. Look at this, though. A 2.9 KD for Glow. That just shows you how very not close this was. Everybody from the side of Vision Strikers looking phenomenal. Only Suggest was able to break a 1.0. It just beautiful play here overall from the side of Vision Strikers. 2.6 even for King.
I mean, Glow made be just untenable on offense for NUTURN. They just couldn't get through it. He's so smart. He's great around the corners. He really knows how to play that green game very well. Really keep his opponents kind of off balance, working side to side. They never know really where he's at. I mean, he caught Perry out completely flat-footed that one time. I mean, anytime that happens to a pro player, that means the other player is doing something so, smart, so unusual that it's just really interesting play to see from Vision Strikers and him.
Well, they've been changing things up for us here so far, showing us the sky, showing us the jetless compositions. Let's see if that carries forward as we get ready to go into our final map of our first set. Ascent is coming up in just a bit. We'll see if Vision Strikers finally do fall, or if they can take it 2-1 over NUTURN. Do not go anywhere. We're back in just a few minutes.